We're live. Welcome everyone to our November 3rd, Monday night, 2025 Cellercise program. Thanks for being here. We celebrated Halloween last week and Justice had the opportunity of being electrocuted. He sat in a chair and the kids would come by and they would press a button and all the electricity would go up this little column and he would be electrocuted and have to act like he was, and they kept pressing it and kept pressing it. Poor guy, really wore him out. I had the opportunity of playing a pirate, so I'm going to give you a few pirate riddles tonight. All right. How do you get a one-armed pirate out of a tree? You wave. One-armed pirate. Okay. Why was the pirate such a great singer? Because he could always hit the high seas. What's a pirate's favorite restaurant? Some of you will probably get this. Arby's. And what's a one-legged pirate's favorite restaurant? IHOP. Okay, so welcome to the program. We've got some great customer reviews to share. If you have questions, please feel free to ask the questions. Justice, everything is lined up. If I'm standing in front, all right? Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Tonight, get your Cellercisers out. We are going to work on core strength, and we're going to work on it in a way you can't through conventional exercise methodologies, because this is unique. It works from the inside out, and it works. So for many of you know, I'm in my 70th year, 69, but beginning of the 70th year. And you know, it's great to be able to feel like you're 30 or even younger. And although I don't have the definition maybe that I did when I was younger, it's still pretty good. And I am grateful and I owe it to the Cellerciser. And many of you know why. And if we do nothing more than just the baby bounce, the health bounce up and down, we have people that started with me over 20 years ago, 25 years ago, that are in their 90s now. And they're still Cellercising and enjoying a great quality of life. And that's what we all want. And that's why I'm doing this, is because I know we all have a greater health potential. And my job is to help you reach yours. And so if you have questions, again, please feed the questions on the screen. Justice will read them to me and we'll be able to hopefully provide an answer or information that would help lead to an answer. All right. It says, thank you, Mr. Hall. I know the Cellerciser helped me to cure my heart failure, exclamation point. My previous cardiologist said I needed a defibrillator 2 years ago. This week, my new cardiologist said I do not need it. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Thank you for sharing that. All right. I keep hearing how wonderful bungee rebounders are, but I was skeptical. You've answered many questions. I'm looking into the Cellercise. Thank you, Janie. Linda writes, love my Cellerciser. Susie writes, I have both. Elecon is more for fun, and I can feel my body working on the Cellerciser. And that's because we offer resistance. Bouncing is fun, no question. But if we don't have enough resistance, we don't build up the actual membrane and the strength of the muscles and the ligaments and the skin and the collagen and all those areas. I bought a Cellerciser from Dave at a Minneapolis show in 1994. That's over 30 years ago. I've been at it a long time and have used it regularly since. I've bought several and gifted them to family and recommend to others. Best health investment you can make and best customer service with Cellercise if you need it. I can't imagine a bungee rebounder holding up long term, and we know folks aren't going to adjust it for others. seems like the new fad. And John, I've said the same thing, and it is kind of a fad. But again, it's fun. It's fun to bounce, fun to jump. That's great. All right. Tom writes, from my perspective, there would not be a Cellercise family or Cellercise without you, Dave Hall, nor would there be without your vision, commitment, and dedication. Thank you, Tom. Jenny writes, thanks for sharing. Victoria writes, Victoria, we understand that our Cellerciser may seem like a bigger investment up front, but it's designed to be the last rebounder you'll ever need. And she talked some about her customers, but it cut off. Julie writes, the entire design of the Cellerciser is unique in how it provides the user the resistance to get results from our all-steel frame to our space-age mat material and patented tri-adaptable spring. And Frederick is always saying great things with us. He's a dynamic member of the Cellercise family who's always calling up and sharing and gathering information. He called up today and he said, you know, he was indicating he doesn't have the results that he wants yet. He said, but my shirt's getting looser, my pants are getting looser, and he's feeling better. And he always says, to be continued, never says goodbye. So to be continued. So I appreciate him and his support. Okay. John writes, I bought a Cellerciser from Dave at the Minneapolis Home Show in 1994. That's one we just read. Tanya says, I love my Cellerciser and I've been exercising on it for 18 months. I also have Mr. Rebounder. That's the app. And after a few months of owning the Cellerciser, now I can't live without them. Thank you, Tanya. She says, I hurt my left lower back from carrying over 25 pounds of boxes up and down repeatedly. I'm around 120 pounds. But I did practically sit and bounce, hip rocks, and other popular movements for just 5 days, and everything is back to normal now. No pain that was making me unhappy. Granted, I do exercise on the Cellerciser regularly. Taking only 5 days might have something to do with that. My springs were noisy when I first got them. Then I used the 3-in-1 oil for a couple of drops on each end, not on the coils, and they became quiet. Thank you so much, Dave. God bless you, your family, and your staff, and thank you, Tanya. Debbie writes, I've used the Cellerciser for 2 years. I wouldn't jump on any other rebounder. Dave Hall is the king of rebounding. Thanks, Dave, for all you do for us rebounders. And I thank you, and I thank all the others that are out there that are making a difference in the industry too, and for all their support. Frank says, oh, this is a good test. Yes, Justice, go ahead.
Annette says, thanks for chatting with me today. Can't wait to start Cellercising. Please demonstrate the hip rotator cuff. Neck exercise. Thanks, Dave.
Good. Hip rotator cuff. Can you remind me when I get into that? I want to talk about the hip rotator cuff and neck exercises for her. I told her I'd demonstrate those, so don't forget. Thanks.
What time do you want me to
Oh,
remind you?
when I get into the questions in just a moment. Debbie writes, I used the Cellerciser for 2 years and I wouldn't jump on any other rebounder. Dave Hall, okay, thank you for that. Frank writes, oh, Frank. Okay, Frank calls a day. Frank is great. Really enjoyed the opportunity of speaking with him. And I said, would you send in your review? I want people to hear this because I can relate to Frank, and I really appreciate what he has to say. So I haven't read this yet, but he went fishing, and he's actually, I don't know, can they see this? Picture of the fish that he caught.
I get a little closer.
Okay. Yeah, there's a fish. That's a good-sized fish. All right, Frank writes, I've owned the Cellerciser for over 15 years. And for the past 4 years since retiring from elevator construction, I've used it consistently and the benefits have been incredible. During this period, the Cellerciser has become my only piece of exercise equipment. With it, I have reduced my body weight from 260 pounds to 210 pounds and thus lowering my high blood pressure without medication. My body looks and feels tighter, much younger than my 65 years. Every year I travel to a small island off the coast of Mexico with my 5 best friends, all of whom were incredible college athletes. We fish small panga boats that are designed with an elevated platform in the front with no handrail. It gives whoever can fish it a huge advantage in casting area and spotting fish. I believe that my consistent use of the Cellerciser is the reason I am the only one out of the 6 of us who can fish standing in front of the boat, even in rough weather. This benefit of stability and balance has made me feel no less steady than I was when I was in my 40s. I can't recommend rebounding enough, especially on a Cellerciser. And thank you, Frank. Appreciate that. It was funny because, and I don't mean to embarrass Frank, but he said some of his buddies came up there and they said, you can't hog that. You can't have that space all the time. And he said, oh, okay. So he let them come up there. And rather than stand up there, they get on their knees, and they were doing it. And Frank says, it was so good, and I can relate to him, to be able to stand up there and just really have your balance. And it's fun because when I'm in a subway or if I'm on a train and it speeds up, I love to just stand there without holding on to anything, just because it's fun to be able to do it. And Cellercise challenges our balance mechanisms and our proprioceptors all over in the nervous system and muscles all over the body. Okay, so new movement name. Okay, we were looking for some new movement name suggestions, and I left the balance bar off on purpose because I've had some people say that they were having a challenge putting the balance bar on, and I want to show you how it's done. Is you take the rubber foot off, and what I did, just so you see, is I took a little bit, you know that Velcro, you've got the fuzzy side of the Velcro, I put a little strip of Velcro right over it so that when I'm speaking with you, it doesn't rattle. It just keeps it a little more quiet. But you just slide it on at the same time. You want to slide it over both legs, basically at the same time, and then just kind of stomp down on it, put it on, and put it down, and then just lift it up, put the rubber feet back on, and bingo. That's it. And one more comment, people talking about Cellercisers are so noisy. They are all built the same way. I want you to listen. It's very quiet. So if you have trouble with that, give me a call or go to our website. I actually show you how to do it so that it can become quiet. All right, so let's talk about the hip first. The hip area and the hip joint and the neck. And we start off always with baby bounce to warm up the tissue. This is the most important physical activity right here, I believe we can do every day of our life, because it operates like an internal scrub brush. All the fluid moves up and down. We open up capillaries, we break up sticky blood cells, we activate the lymphatic system, we challenge our balance mechanism. It's all weight bearing. But we start off, we're warming up the tissue. Then we can go to the hip rock. And as we go to the hip rock, we're working, the hips are dropping into the mat. You're pushing down with your foot. And that starts to loosen up and strengthen the supporting muscle ligaments around the hip. It's very gentle. You can start off just barely moving side to side. And as you get a little more aggressive, you can go out a little harder. Then we want to work all around that hip joint area. So we start off by lifting our heels up and down and just doing a gentle twist. As we're gently twisting, we're loosening up the lower back. Wonderful for digestion, elimination, liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, adrenals, all those internal organs, the lower back. And then the gentle twisting starts to loosen up all the muscles that wrap around. We do that for a minute or so, and then we lift the heels up and down, we keep our waist straight ahead and we just target the hip socket area. So these are graduated movements. You may not be able to do all of them initially, but as we start to twist this way, we're literally opening up that whole hip socket. And how many people do that? So that's pumping circulation at the same time that you're doing it. So, oh, and on the neck, we put the fingers on the throat or next to the throat, our fingertips behind along the vertebral joints of the neck. We gently bounce up and down, so we're moving fluid. The tissue is expanding and contracting. We're taking weight off the body at the top of the bounce so that we can get that fluid in between the vertebral joints to the disc. And we do gentle circular movements all around the neck, up and down the neck. And then as we get to the point where it's feeling good, better, it's not as sensitive or tender, then we can actually push a little bit on the vertebral joints. Just left, right. We just push and drop the head just to get some movement in that neck area. That's a beginning steps. And then we teach more on the Mr. Rebounder app. Okay. So we're doing the new movements, and we were looking for suggestions on how to do the, what we want to call the movement that really helps to open up the lower back. And that's where you take your hands, hold on to the mat. You can lean back, which is great to help open up the back as well and the shoulders. And then we just squat down and just gently bounce up and down. And so looks weird, but let me tell you, it's a great exercise for helping increase mobility in the lower back. Great exercise, just love it. So we were trying to figure out, well, what's the name for that? Because we have the jump squats and some of the names, and tell me which one you like of these. And if you have other suggestions, please give it to us, because we're going to add this to the Mr. Rebounder app, and we'll have to have a name for it. But we've got squat bounce. We've got spinal squat. We have knee opener. We have ribbit. We've got the frog bounce. We've got the gentle squat bounce. We've got the frogger. We have the frog, and we have the leapfrog. So if you can remember those, if you have a favorite, go ahead and write down the favorite, and let's see which one we'll end up picking. So questions. No, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but Ishrak writes, I'm considering ordering the Cellerciser and have a couple questions. Do you ship to Spain? Do you know if there will be additional customs duties fees involved in shipping to Spain? If you do ship to Spain, do you include all the information needed for the import so that the package goes through customs smoothly? Okay, answer to the question, yes, we ship worldwide. You put the information into your shopping cart, the ship to address, and it will tell you what the shipping costs are before we ship them. There are customs and duties, yes, and the customs and duties vary from country to country. So if you wonder what that is, just give your customs department a call and ask the question. Yes?
Annette also asked, are these built in the U.S., what you were talking about just a second ago?
Yeah, which? The unit or the?
I think both.
Okay. Both what?
Just the first thing, the unit.
Oh, the unit. Yeah, okay. Are they built in the U.S.? We have different parts, components made in different parts of the world. Unfortunately, have not found a company yet in the United States that can produce the steel that we use in our springs. So the spring, nothing of it's ever come from China. It's either from Taiwan, the United States, Japan. The mat material is made here in the United States, yes. And I export that to our factory where they actually do the sewing, and then they send it back to our warehouse in Utah. We finish putting it together, and then we ship them out.
And then just Annette's question from earlier, when you get there. Her question from earlier that you wanted me to remind you about.
I just did it.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, all right. Okay. And yes, we include all the papers that go through customs. so that it shouldn't be a problem. We love shipping internationally. Internationally has been a challenge because tariffs and duties and charges from all the different countries have varied quite a bit. So we do the best we can of letting you know what it's going to cost. Cody writes, hey, I'm super interested in getting a Cellerciser. I know Black Friday is right around the corner. Will you guys be doing a Black Friday sale, or should I just order now? I don't want to miss out on saving a few bucks, even if it's 10%. Cody, we should have raised our prices, cost for everything. Shipping, materials, labor, everything has gone up. I chose this year not to raise our prices. Normally we would raise our prices right now and then we would give a little better discount. I chose to continue the discount that we are doing right now and not raise our prices. So as far as ordering, yes, now's a good time to order. It's $100 off the normal retail price that's already been applied to all of the units. And then you get an additional $25 off when you use the coupon code. Kelly writes, does it cause your face? I love this question. This was so funny. Okay, go ahead, Justice.
Annette says, great. Do you have a trial to the Mr. Rebounder app? I want a trial fold code, LO.
Do we have a trial from this Rebounder app? It's on sale for a very, very inexpensive price. You can download it for free and it will give you a little demo. So you can see the demo and kind of get a feel for what it's going to be like. Right now it's normally $89.95, which I think is cheap. You've got over 45 follow-along routines. We'll do one today. And Fat Eradicator 1, Fat Eradicator 2, Weight Loss 1, Weight Loss 2, my daughter's weight loss program, Dr. Lynn Linder's programs that I have on there. We keep adding to it. It's got a lot of depth to it. It's on sale right now for $49.95. That's just $4 a month. $49.95. And if you get in on it now at the discount, your costs will never go up for as long as you maintain a subscription. So it's once a year, $49.95 for programs that you can pick from or create your own. You have a library of 65 different movements. You can do what I did tonight and you can pick movements and create your own routines. And the way that we do it is we turn on a television show. We put the Mr. Rebounder app on our phone and we've got a phone holder and we watch the show. It will ding in between each movement so you don't have to listen to the music. You can mute the music and then just watch your show. Ding, next movement, watch your show, ding, next movement. You're enjoying the show, but your body's getting all of the benefits and you can pick from lots of different routines. Anyway, okay, so Kelly writes, does it cause your face to droop?
Sure.
I have 2 Cellercisers and my doctor said, stop jumping, they cause your face and neck to droop. And I love some of the comments that some of you made. You know, if that were true, I'd be pretty droopy after 35 years of Cellercising. What happens is that when the body gets weak, then gravity pulls down on everything. When you move up and down on the body without jarring, jarring is damaging accumulatively. Cellercise doesn't jar, but it is weight bearing from the inside out. When you put weight on the cells over and over, the cell responds by fortifying its membrane with more protein because the cell doesn't want to rupture. So the body starts to lift, tighten, and tone from the inside out. Lady wrote me a beautiful review that kind of summed it up. She said, David, as I was hitting midlife, I felt like everything was headed south. Now that I've been Cellercising, I feel like everything's headed north again. So yes, Cellercise helps to do just the opposite. It helps to lift, tighten, and tone. Now, that may not be true of all units, because if you have a jarring effect at the bottom of the stretch, you look at long distance runners, they're pounding a hard surface. A hard surface accumulatively can kill you. It's going to take far more out of the body accumulatively than it's ever going to give you in return. So if you like to jog, great, go out and jog, knowing that you're pounding a hard surface and it's over time can be very damaging. But when you're done running, if you love to run, get on the Cellerciser. because the Cellerciser, it eliminates up to 7/8 of the jarring effect, but you have this moving up and down that sucks that circulation back in between the bones and joints and tissue space of the body. So it helps to increase and improve the overall effectiveness. All right, so no, it's not going to make your neck and face droop. It's going to do just the opposite. Tammy writes, have you ever worked with anyone who has had bone spurs in their back? My husband has 3 on his spine, and I'm wondering if it would be safe for him to do the baby health bounce. Probably. I'd have to say check with your doctor, health practitioner. There's less jarring on the Cellerciser than walking on the ground when you're using it right. So this gentle movement right here, up and down, all it's doing is it's helping, it's doing a lot, but it's opening up the circulation through the body. And the gentle rocking side to side, if he can do it, he can do it at very different levels. He can just do the gentle movement side to side, or he can get a little bit more into it to get a little bit more movement in the back. And everybody's different. You have to try and see which movements are going to work more effectively for you. Lily writes, what is good rebounder exercise for foot pain, which may be plantar fasciitis? Thank you. And Lily, we have had so many customers that have had plantar fasciitis for years, and they started following some of the programs on the Cellerciser, and it's gone. It's disappeared. When the fascia in the foot, we have so many foot problems today. When the fascia is torn, we do something strenuous, we don't have enough flexibility or circulation in the foot, and we tear that fascia, that can be painful. Cellercise improves circulation from the lower extremities, where it's the furthest area from the heart, where circulation is generally the weakest, all the way up the body. So as we start to move up and down, we don't have to use the foot a lot. We can stay pretty much flat-footed and gently move up and down. As we get better, we can lift the heel up and down, and that works the arch and starts to work the fascia and the heels more. The rocking side to side, that's very good because it's helping to improve flexibility in the foot and in the tissue in the foot. Read the customer reviews, and because it's exciting to see people work through it and then have it disappear and go away, which it generally does. Terry writes, can I use this without peeing my pants? And yes, Terry, you may need some support initially, but it helps to strengthen, we get this question a lot, it helps to strengthen the sphincter muscle that controls bladder. So when we're tightening up and bouncing, we're putting more weight on that sphincter muscle. How do you build up a muscle? You put weight-bearing activity, and that's what Cellercise is. So it helps to strengthen all the whole area. Any questions, Justice? All right, quiet tonight. All right. Well, we're getting close to the holidays too. Oh, a lot of people. Welcome all, and thank you for sharing. It makes a difference. What I'm going to share with you now. Yes, Justice.
Ram says, why do you not do this on YouTube Live?
We should. No reason. We just haven't. We do put it on our YouTube channel though. So when we've done the Facebook, and then it's recorded, and then Dalium, who works with us, she's great. She actually will post it and put little notes or keywords in there so that you can find different areas within the postings that pertain to what you might want to be searching for or knowing about. Yes, Justice.
Annette just said, what makes your rebounder different from other spring rebounders?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. Okay, well, thank you. It is different. In fact, our steel in our spring is so strong, that's one of the reasons we don't make them here in the United States yet. It destroys conventional spring molds. It destroys them. Spring companies don't care for us because they have to stop production. We have to change their mold out with our tungsten steel mold to be able to produce our springs. We have a patented design on our springs. It's called a tri-adaptable spring. It's a spring that has a larger diameter in the middle, and then it has a ridge where it tapers, and then another ridge where it tapers again. So I don't know if you can see that actually on the camera or not, but Yeah, they're tri-adaptable patented springs. So it doesn't matter whether you're 20 pounds or you're 400 pounds. It's warranted to 400 pounds. When you get on that Cellerciser and you start to move up and down, you'll utilize that portion of the spring you need based upon how much you weigh or how high you jump. Our springs don't stretch out. That's one of the reasons. In addition to that, and of course, our mat material. It's a space-age material. It's a polypropylene where every single fiber is put under nearly 200 tons of pressure. It's so incredibly dense, you can leave it out in the sun, the rain, the snow. It's all weather resistant. I was showing a lady earlier today a unit that one of my units has been outside in no cover for 19 years now. And the springs look brand new. We're high desert. We don't live near the beach, so there's nothing to corrode them. But they are shiny new springs out in the sun, the rain, the snow. The rubber feet have a lifetime warranty on them. They haven't cracked. They're still there. They still work. The spring cover we took off, but I leave it next to the barbecue and I bounce on it all the time. It's great. Works well. Any other questions, Justice? Yeah.
So we have, well, Ron just wanted to tell you that you can multi-stream, even add it to TikTok. We love you guys. So instead of Facebook, you could reach more people probably.
You know how to do that?
We could learn.
Yeah, send us some notes. Show us how to do that. Love to do that. And you know something, the other thing, somebody called me up today and said, you know, they were thankful that I do this. And I'm grateful for the honor of being able to be around to do this. Because my whole purpose in life right now, really, the big purpose, other than being a father and my kids and a husband and my wife, is to help people reach their greater health potential. I wake up every day with the idea, I want to make a difference in somebody's life. And I know many of you are doing the same thing. There is nothing like this. I look at the typical exercise, it looks like I've been pumping weights today. I'm not, just my own body weight as I move up and down. That opens up the blood vessels. It opens up the circulation in the body. It helps to detoxify. You've got the skin, the biggest organ of the body, and everything is expanding, contracting. I don't know of anything else, frankly, that is going to be whole body oriented like Cellercise can be. And we do have resistance, and that's critical to build muscle mass and bone density. If it's too soft, the cells do not perceive the need to fortify their membrane with more protein. So if all the resistance is being taken out, then your cells aren't going to get stronger. Bones, muscles, ligaments, tendons, skin, collagen, everything. You have to have resistance. You also have to have the resistance to move the lymph system, the lymph fluid. If it's too soft, then what ends up happening is that the body becomes more and more compacted, more and more compressed, more and more pressure on the back and on the knees and the joints. You have to have resistance and then release. That's what creates the suction in the lymphatic system. And that suction is what pulls that circulation between the bones and joints and tissue space of the body and helps to detoxify and backflush valves and open up capillaries and break up sticky blood cells, and the list goes on and on. Yes, Justice.
Robert says, how can the Cellerciser help in edema? Is baby bounce enough?
Edema, yeah. Well, yes, usually. If we have edema, we have swelling, it can be related to a number of things. Digestion, really well known for that. We got the lymphatic system follows along the intestines, and if we're having digestive issues, we can build up a lot of fluid in the lower extremities. And often we're not addressing the cause of the problem, we're just addressing the symptom. We also want to address the cause of the problem. What is that? Is it poor valves? Do I have weak valves? Cellercise can do a lot to mitigate it, and often it can help overcome it. But if you have a chronic problem, you may want to see a doctor, health practitioner, make sure it's not related to the heart or something else within the body. But the Cellerciser, what it does do is as you gently move up and down and lift the heels up and down, the weakest area of circulation is in the lower extremities. Again, the furthest area from the heart. The lymphatic system holds a negative pressure. It doesn't have a heart to keep circulating. So with a negative pressure, as you move up and down, the pressure changes cause the lymphatic system to act like a vacuum. It starts sucking, millions of one-way valves start sucking and pulling that fluid into the lymph system, where the one-way valves help move it back up through the thoracic duct and into the vena cava area, venous cava, through the subclavian left vein, back into the bloodstream, and it's cleaned through kidneys, and waste products are removed, and other parts of the in that process might be utilized by the body, but that's the cleansing mechanism of the body. It's what keeps us alive and healthy. So as we're moving up and down, we're moving all that fluid up and down through the one-way valves. It starts sucking it out. And that can help. It makes it easier on the heart. Number one, you're pumping with the heart. So if it's heart related, and we've worked a lot with cardiologists, consult with yours if you believe you have a heart issue. And I'm happy to talk to a doctor anytime. We have a lot of doctors on board with us, and they know how much I respect them and how much they teach all of us. But this movement up and down makes it easier on the heart to pump that fluid and the blood through the one-way valves and the capillaries, and breaking up sticky blood cells, making it easier on the heart. So, yes, it can be helpful. Yes, Jessus.
Ron just wants to say, my wife, Dominia, wants to say thank you. It's a miracle.
Oh.
And then Annie says, can you repeat the question your son asked?
Oh, the question about...
just can you repeat the questions your son asked?
Oh, yes. Thank you. Okay, so that last one was regarding edema and swelling. Thank you.
And that says, what is your diet like? Please share.
It's probably my weakest area. It's more what I don't eat. I don't, we've heard of the practice of medicine. Well, the practice of diets are you're always practicing all these different diets. And that's okay. One year it's this, another year it's this, another year it's this. It's more of, I try to supplement my diet with live foods as much as possible. Dead processed foods, I eat those too. It's American diet. I
think Dad eats everything except for pork.
Oh yeah.
You don't eat pork or candy.
He says I eat everything except for beef and pork. I eat a lot of chicken and fish.
Yeah.
But I stopped eating beef and pork long before I started Cellercising. So that was almost 50 years ago. And then I don't eat a lot of candy. I eat sweets.
Like candy, like chocolate and gummies, like gummy candies and like Snickers and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But like you eat yogurt.
Oh yeah, yogurt. We fill it up with honey and fruit and granola, and that's one of our favorite things. But I'm like I said, I'm not. I don't go crazy at it. I know the Cellerciser is going to utilize or help me utilize what I need and get rid of the rest. As far as eating a big meal, I'm not perfect at that, but I prefer not to eat a big meal after 6 o'clock at night, because you're going to gain weight, because your body can only burn it or store it. And when you eat a big meal at nighttime and go to sleep, your body's not burning it. It's storing it. So if you can eat the biggest meal earlier in the day, because you can burn it during the day, and a medium-sized meal in the afternoon, and then something light at night, you're going to do better, and you can lose the weight better too. But for a 70-year-old, yeah, it's the area. It's I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's not bad, and I live pretty normal life. But I don't eat a lot of pizza anymore. I stopped doing that. Some people have a hard time giving that up. and that's okay. I did that probably about 5 years ago, but the rest of it, pretty normal. You know, I think we can get so caught up in these things, but I do believe in eating live foods as much as we can, because there's a property within the live foods that is different than the dead processed foods. And if I could live on a vegetarian strict diet, I would do it. I would love to do it. I can't do that. I'd lose too much weight. But so I don't know, hopefully that answers your question, but fairly normal. And then I think that twisting motion on the Cellerciser every day for digestion, elimination helps so much. Our intestines are 10 times our torso length. In a meat eater, it's only 4 times. 10 times. So if we eat, you know, foods that are not really good, you can expect they're going to be living in our intestine for a long time before it can actually get out. So eating live food, salads, roughage, that helps keep the intestines clean. And when you add the twisting motion every day on the Cellerciser, that's like putting that colon and those intestines through a little washing machine in every day. And that can help improve digestion, elimination processes. Any other questions, Justice?
And that's just teasing with you.
No.
I was just saying, okay, now I don't like you anymore. Just kidding. And then she was like, thank you.
Thanks, Annette. You call anytime I can be of help or support. All right. So let's do some core strengthening, and I'm going to be talking a little bit during this. We'll get it on the Mr. Rebounder app. I created another core strengthen one that's just a little, it's about 19 minutes. This is just over 20 minutes. But this is for virtually everybody's watching. So most all of us can do this until I get to the very end. When I get to the end, I'm going to be doing some sit bouncing, which is really a lot more intense. It creates more of a rounded muscle in the stomach. I like more of the flat muscle personally, but you can start off when we do the sit and bounce, just leave your feet on the ground. If you do nothing more than this, the only reason I'm moving is the core. That's what's working. As you get strong enough, you can lean back a little bit and lift up one leg. You leverage your own body weight in the lower abdominals throughout the entire area. When the leg gets tired, lift up the other one. For those who are more ambitious, you can lift up both legs, bounce a little higher, or go cheek to cheek. And that's working the obliques as well as the core. So those are more advanced. Yes, Justice.
Annette says, what was the big announcement?
With?
It just says, what was the big announcement?
The big announcement, as far as the only big announcement that I was thinking about was what we're going to call that one movement. And unless I forgot something, I wouldn't forget anything. We're going to keep our prices down. That's a big announcement. And we're going to work on, oh, yeah. Okay, the Mr. Rebounder app. We have a new avatar, and that's a big announcement. We've got more than one new avatar that we're working on. So the avatar that I wanted to use tonight had some hiccups. Don't know why. I wasn't able to use that avatar in our program tonight. So I'm going to use one of the previous avatars. But the avatars are, that was the announcement. Yeah, we'll have to do that next time, because I wrote to our technician and I said, hey, I was partway into the development of this program and the avatar or the program stopped working. So I wasn't able to utilize that. So that's the big announcement. We've got new avatars on the way. We were going to demonstrate it, but we can't tonight. Yes, Justice.
Ram says $100 off and $25 off?
Okay, the $100 we've already taken off, so it's across all the units. So the normal, you'll see it's crossed out. And then if you use the coupon code, you get an additional $25 off. We still have free shipping anywhere in the 48 states. You're going to get the downloadable video that explains what it is, why it works, shows you how to use it. And then it has a personal trainer section that demonstrates different movements. And then you'll also get the new $10 fold-out exercise guide. All of that's included in the special right now. All right, let's get started. And, okay. All right, so when we're doing the baby bounce, as you're doing this, I want you to tighten your core. I mean, really tighten that. Tighten the buttocks as well. It's going to create some balance in this whole hip area. But as you're tightening that stomach, hold it tight. Kind of you're pulling in like a string that's pulling from your belly button back. Hold it tight while you're bouncing up and down. We're going to be doing this for another 1.5 minutes. Now, what this is doing when you're doing that is, first of all, it's weight bearing on everything from the inside out. As you tighten, you make an isometric for toning. And we want to tone this area up. Well, tighten those muscles. You still have 75 trillion cells flexing over 100 times a minute. So as you're tightening these muscles here, from the inside out, it's all weight bearing or weight resistant. So then you can feel the muscles as you're tightening them. You want to continue to hold that tight. And if you're doing it right, you're going to start to feel them burning a little. And that's burning fuel also. Now you can rub your fingers over the top to help stimulate circulation. Good job. Can they see that all right, or am I in the way?
You're kind of in the way, but I don't know if they could. It's kind of right anyway. You're like right on it.
Okay. I'll move over a little. Is that any better? Okay.
Yeah.
Now as you're doing it, feel the obliques. Feel those muscles. Again, you're tightening, but as you're rocking side to side, you're working the lats. You're working all over this whole area of the body as you tighten and move up and down. Now you want to lift the chest high and think tall while you're doing it. So you're getting stretch and strength. I love this movement. This is, for a lot of reasons, this is a good movement. And you may feel some stretch if your psoas muscle is tight in that area. As you move your shoulders up and down, you start to really elongate and strengthen and tone the waist and the hips in this area too. Now keep in mind, you're doing this. Feel what the muscles up here by your neck are doing. Grab the trapezius muscles. Feel the weight on them. I mean, this is weight bearing on everything, every cell membrane in your body's working. That's what makes it so efficient. Okay, 30 more seconds. Really feel that tension. "15 seconds to go." It's doing a lot more than you may think. Okay, now we're going to do the twist. We're doing that so we can loosen up the muscles we just tightened some. So you don't have to torque hard, just gentle twist. Now as you're doing this, again, tighten the muscles while you're twisting. You're increasing flexibility in the hip area, but it's also weight bearing. So what I call this is an isometric with an isotonic. The isometric to tone the body, the isotonic to build the body. So when you're tensing it, it's for toning, and you're working the smooth muscles too, by the way. And who does that today? That's the colon and the intestines, so as well as the liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, adrenals, all those internal organs are working. So we got another minute of just tightening those muscles and twisting. And you can do this watching TV. You can move your arms higher to work the upper back and the scapula area between the shoulder blades. But go easy, because if you don't have enough space between the vertebrae, you could irritate a nerve. You don't want to do that. Yes, Justice.
And that says, what does isotonic, isolated, eccentric, and isokinetic? Does the Cellerciser do all of this?
It does.
Eccentric might now be great for me. Wow. Wow, Dave, did you read my mind too? LOL.
Did I read their minds? No, but this is, yeah. Every cell membrane is expanding and contracting. So the cells with the resistance, they're going to fortify themselves. Okay, now we're going to do the stomach run. That's done by tilting backwards slightly, lifting the knees up. The moment you tilt backwards, all these muscles are tensing up. They're going to stay that way. From under your chin all the way down. The whole back. If you can't do this, just do the health bounce or just jog in place without tilting. Yes, Justice.
Julian says, I'm always amazed by you and my Cellerciser. I too cannot live without it. Gotta go, but I'll watch this replay tomorrow and I can't wait. Thanks for all you do. I want everyone I know to have one.
Thank you. Thank you for caring. She wants everybody she knows to have one, and she will be back with us later. Thank you. Okay, so coming up on the 1 minute mark. Now, again, when you're doing this, work on getting your knees up, if you can. Now you're working again from the inside out. Very few people exercise in an altered position. When you do that, you become strong in an altered position, and that gives you a competitive advantage. "25 seconds. "15. Okay, now we're going to do the kickouts. Now this leverages even more weight on the lower abdominals as well as the upper. And if you need to take a break, it's okay. Just do the health bounce and tighten. I like to do the kickouts normally without the Cellerciser on, the shoes, because it doesn't grip as much. "45 seconds. And you can be doing this watching TV. It'll ding in between each movement. 30 seconds. Five. Okay, now we're going to do the back. The reason we're working the core, this works the buttocks and the lower back at the same time. So you're coming down with one leg up. That offers a lot of weight on that whole backside. Yes, Justice.
Elizabeth asked, can a Cellerciser increase our height as we age and lose height? So wanted to know if we can rebuild it.
We have had people, including myself, increase our height Cellercising. There are specific movements that we can do to help increase circulation to the disc, and that's part of it. And we've done some of those routines. Most people don't really know every day how important it is to increase circulation to the disc. And if you don't get enough circulation, they can shrink like a sponge without water. The neat thing about the balance part here is I can be leaning forward. I don't have to put a lot of weight on it. Just holding me in a leveraged position. So I'm working the upper back, shoulders, buttocks, as well as the rest of the body. Okay, now side to side. We work the front, we work the back, we did the hip rock. But when I kick out side to side this time, I'm going to leverage more weight in the waist and the hips. We can go after those love handles. Why do they call them that? I don't know. Now you can kick out side to side, or you can kick out at an angle too, depending on where you want to work more. But if you put your hand there, you're going to feel those muscles working. Yes, Justice?
Annette says, please show that move for the disc, please, when you're done.
Okay, you bet. We'll talk about the disc. The twisting motion can help. The hip rock with the shoulders moving up and down can be very helpful for opening up the back and the disc as well. Five. Okay, now let's do the twist again to help loosen up those muscles. And I think it's always important that we take a moment when we're targeting leveraged movements or certain muscle groups to also create some stretch or flexibility in those areas that we work too, whether it's our back, our knees, our shoulders. Hope you're feeling good. Okay, now the tough ones. Okay, you don't have to go hard at this. You just sit down and you start to bounce up and down. You can have your feet on the ground if you want, or you can do a little more advanced. This creates more of a rounded muscle. Okay, now this one is a killer. If you want to do it, I'll turn to this side so you can see this one.
And then it asks, which exercise creates flat muscles?
Flat muscles, the one where you stand up and lean back. You stand up and lean back, it's actually going to be more intense or flat. This works more of the obliques. Okay, and you should feel that. Okay, the hip rock again. Stand tall. And if you're feeling it in a different area of your body, or if you have a weakness, or sometimes it's easier to put your hands on the mat to help support your back until your back becomes stronger. So, okay, so this one for the disc, as you're lifting tall and you're pumping your arms left to right, you're opening up and stretching the muscles on both sides of the vertebra joints. And then when you add the twist, you're helping to move that fluid in between the vertebrae to increase flexibility in the back as well. Our objective is to loosen up the spine so we get better circulation and more flexibility. Now, twisting for some people, you may not be able to do that yet. And if you do, don't balance and twist. That's too much weight. Just stay on the mat. It's very gentle. A variation of this for the hip socket area, which we were talking about a little bit earlier, is to keep the hip straight ahead and just twist in the hip socket. And that helps to open up the hip joint. Now, why is this different from everything else? How many muscles have I been working on the entire time? All of them. They're all having to resist the increase of weight. And you feel your deltoids, feel your shoulders. Just feel that. That's a lot. You're going from weightless to weight, weightless to weight. You dig into the stomach muscles, really dig in there, because they're working. Everything is working all around the body. I don't know of another exercise that is efficient as Cellercise. Okay, now we're going to just kind of cool down a little bit. You can still stand tall, lift that chest up, see if you can feel any stretching in this area as you gently rock side to side. And for those of you who joined us with this, congratulations. And you can work it as hard or as gentle as you want. You can leverage more body weight. You can go faster. So if it's too easy, it doesn't have to be. All right, so this is core. We're working all throughout the inside out. How do we want to lose weight? Well, those are aerobic exercises. You want strong stomach muscles that people can see? Do the Jamba run. Do the jogging or running in place. But at the same time, it's going to be more helpful if you tighten these muscles while you're doing the bouncing up and down. Really tighten those. Again, that's how we create tone within the musculoskeletal system. Thank you. Thanks for being a part. Enjoy the next 2 weeks. I'm not sure. We'll see where we are in 2 weeks from now. We're coming to the holidays. I know that's a busy time. Grab your Cellercisers or for family, friends, presents while they're there. We're going to be back ordered, but it should be only for a short period of time. And beyond that, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for sharing this information with others. And I look forward to hearing more about some of the experiences that you've had. Thank you. Be a difference, make a difference. And remember, you don't have to work out when you can play in. Thank you. We'll see you in a couple weeks.